Hey guys, welcome back to the Chaotic Kitz channel, where I, Michelle, document my life here on YouTube as I try to become a full-time author, while also traversing the world with multiple personalities. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. But today we are going to be having a discussion about Lent and what my game plan is for Lent, because I figured if I'm going to not participate, but since I am becoming Catholic and I want to actually fulfill all my, I don't want to say rules, but like all the things that I want to do in Lent, I would like to document it, because I do plan on having videos revolving around these Lenten goals. So let's get into it. Okay, so real quick information. I am somebody who, I was born and raised Catholic, but since 2020, honestly, actually probably since 2019, I haven't really participated in Lent. Again, I don't like saying participated, but like from 2019 to pretty much this year of 2026, maybe more closer to 2025, the end of 2025. I was really not going to church. Like, I would go to church if there was a funeral, but honestly, even then, I probably wouldn't, due to my mental health issues, my conversion disorder, and stuff like that. Like, I just didn't feel confident, but also I just, whenever I go in, I feel like I have so many eyes on me, and it makes me anxious. And like I'm getting better at not feeling so anxious. But I think it also has to deal a lot with the fact that like whenever I'm going to the same church that I was raised in, but whenever I was raised in this church, like once I hit second grade, I pretty much became one of the only servers that the church had. Now, this is being exaggerated, but like I felt like every Saturday Mass, because I went to Mass on Saturdays, every Saturday night, I could almost guarantee I was going up to Mass. Like I was going up to serve in Mass. And if I didn't go up to Mass, like if I didn't go up to serve, it felt foreign to me. I didn't know what to do whenever I just like I just attended without having to have this pressure of serving in Mass. Um, it's just something that like I was so ingrained in my head, and like I just never thought I could, like I don't know, it felt weird to not be serving in Mass all the time. And so because of that, I did, like once I graduated, I did start resenting the church, or at least resenting this church in particular, just because I would still like, even though I was technically an adult and technically graduated high school, I would still want to go up and help servers, because um, I know how difficult it was to only have one person serving, so it's like I wanted to help them. But after that point, I was like, I can't keep doing this. And that's whenever I really fell out of my faith. Well, I didn't, like, I will say I fell out of my faith, but I did try, like, I would always at night, every night before bed, I would always say a little prayer, to God and to Jesus, just for, thank you for the day, thank you for all these things, if you got a chance, pray, I would like to pray for this and this, kind of thing. Um, so that was kind of some, like, I always prayed at night, um, but it was never like an Our Father or a Hail Mary, it was just my prayers that I was feeling in my heart. And then I think it was in 2019, also no, it was 2021. I don't remember exactly the time frame, but then a local Catholic shop opened up in our town. Um, they were closed for a while. Well, they had just switched management, and then they then were closed because of COVID and remodeling and stuff. But after that, I started going in there because I was living at my brother's house, and I'm like, I just need to get out of this house because I was not working, I couldn't afford my bills for this house, so I had to do something. So I went there for kind of sanctuary. They had a lovely little corner called Grace in Your Corner. It's actually I don't know, it's a, I was gonna say program. I don't know what they call it, but like, um, it was just a place where like, because the reason I was there is because the owner's son had dealt with a lot of suicide, and they made it for people who not necessarily are suicidal, but just having a rough time to come in and just have someone to talk to. And I did that a lot. I did that every day they were open, and if I didn't show up there, they would be concerned about me and be like, "Hey," like they didn't have my number, but they would be like, "Should we go check on her?" Because they knew where I lived and stuff. Those ladies were just so great to me. I'm still friends with them today. We don't see as much. I don't see them as often, but that's because they aren't the owner. Like they don't work at the shop anymore. Also, a shop has the weirdest hours possible, but you know. But I still get in contact with those ladies, and if it wasn't for them, I don't think I would have necessarily been as, I don't know, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Like, excuse me, I wouldn't have my same faith, and have it almost blossoming now, strictly because, like, those ladies, there was one in particular who just, we connected. It was, and she actually was the one who started me on the total consecration to the, is it called the Immaculate? The the reason I wear this miraculous medal like is because she started me on the total consecration of the Blessed Virgin Mary. I loved it, and I've been slowly getting more and more in my faith. Like I've been going to mass now. I'm technically not part of the church, but I do participate. Like I do go to mass every day. Well, every Saturday. And then I also pray the rosary multiple times a day, at least. Well, I try to shoot for minimum one rosary a day. Um, but yeah, so I've been getting more into my faith. And I know going into this, I probably won't always be able to attend Mass like I should. Not necessarily like I should, but it's going to be a little difficult at first because I'm so used to not doing these things, that it's like, oh, I just don't need to do it kind of thing. But since Lent is coming up and I'm wanting to get back into my faith, I figured I'm going to try my best to do as much as I possibly can to get back into my faith, or like get back into the Catholic faith and really, I was gonna say believe in God, but really like being present for God. So I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna get out some things, and we're gonna talk about the things that I'm wanting to do for Lent. So let's get into it. Okay, guys. So now that we kind of know the history of my faith and how I'm getting back into it, let's talk about what I'm planning on doing for this Lenten year, where I'm trying to really gain my faith with God, while reflecting on Jesus's 40 days in the desert and stuff. So there's a few things that I already do that I'm planning on continuing to do. So there is first my rosary journaling, which basically is just me reflecting. Like this notebook is basically, I come up here at 5 o'clock, play a like a religious song, then pray the rosary, come into the journal for a little bit. This is basically praises to God. Thank you for whatever came that day, and then also like some prayers. Like if I'm praying for like a family member or something like that, I'll pray for them. But that's pretty much what that journal always entails. I also have a Bible next to me. I have been trying my best to read, to do the Bible in a Year podcast. I'm on day 59 of it right now. So I plan on getting to whatever, almost day 100. Oh my gosh. I'll be almost at day 100 when this ends. That's crazy. Anyways, my game plan is to finish reading this. Well, not finish, but continue to read it. Like I said, I'm on day 59. Goal, get to day 100. Whew, that sounds like a lot. um, but yeah, and then I also like with Father Mike, I also like what I kind of take notes on like what I learned or like what happened in that chapter, kind of reflecting on it, which Father Mike does. But those are things that I'm primarily going to keep. I would also kind of like to add on a little journaling, like after I do a prayer, like after I do my prayer, after I do the Bible in a year, maybe do like some reflecting on like, okay, because like God sends us messages. Like I've had so many times whenever I'm like, I'm struggling with this concept and like, or like something like that. And the Bible in the year, like whatever chapter I'm reading, literally not helps understand, but like gives me another perspective to look at. So I always find it interesting. And then on top of that, I'm doing a lot of things on top of the reading of the Bible, on top of praying the rosary. I want to get back to reading this memoir that a local author wrote about her journey with finding God. I've got like this many pages left. I don't know how well you guys can see that. I would love to finish this. After I read basically 3 chapters of this when I read, and then I will reflect on what I thought about it. I have it written down for like, this notebook has like the basic, like this is what happened, like whatever topic she's talking about, this is the topic, these are some inputs. But then on my Google Docs, I actually write and journal and really dissect it down. After that one, I'm tempted to buy more religious memoirs just so then I get more like different aspects of how people view the religion. I don't know, but how religion has affected them, because I find that super fascinating. And then I want to read The Amazing Secret of Purgatory. I just want to know what this is about. I tried reading this before. Didn't get too far into it because, like, yes, I was getting back into my faith because it was a time whenever I was at the local Catholic shop. But I wasn't really as into it as I am now. Like, I wasn't reading the Bible, so I didn't feel a connection to it. And a mom also hadn't died at that point, so I didn't feel that connection. And like, I also have a lot of aunts and uncles passing away right now, so I just wanna know like what happens to them, kind of thing. But so that's just something I'm wanting to read, and I will also possibly journal about that too. I don't know what it's about, so it's hard to say. Then I also got this book from the old owner of the Catholic shop. She gave this to all of her friends for Christmas, and it literally has inside of it like the 40 days, like it has the Lenten days, blessings to read, page number to, like, it's got, this is basically a prayer book, and like, so it's like day 1 for Ash Wednesday, you read page 200 for the prayer, and be like, okay, this is what to reflect on and stuff. But it goes all the way through the day 40th, with a mini with Sundays as your celebrations and stuff. But yeah, I'm wanting to do that. So I've got those 3 books I'm wanting to read. I don't really the prayer book I don't necessarily consider a prayer book. Like, I don't really consider this a reading just because it's more of a prayer. But these other 2 I would like to read. Also probably get a 3rd, just because I would like to read every other day. Just so then, like, I can read one, reflect on it the next day, kind of thing. But this obviously is a writing channel. And what I'm really going to be focusing on is doing my picture books, for Catholic saints. I've been feeling this drive to write them, but I'm also like, I'm heavily into edits, and I'm like, I just need to finish editing, but I'm also like, I can't keep pushing for edits, because like, I feel like when I look at the word count, I'm like, so I've been keeping track of word counts on Google Docs, Google Sheets, as I write, like, X day, write this many words kind of thing, and have a total at the end of the week. But I'm like, it drives me crazy having so little amount of words. Like I'm only written 6,000 words this month, and it's the 17th. And I'm like, this feels so wrong. I'm like, I should have like 12,000 words, something like that. But I'm like, I have to remember that I'm not reflecting as much on journaling. And also I'm doing a lot of edits. But I'm like, that's why I want to get into doing the picture books again. Because there are plenty of saints out there to do. There are plenty of saints out there in the world to do, so I'm like, this just makes sense to do a reflection on each of the saints. Not each and every saint every day, but like at least do two saints, like do a saint every other day kind of thing. So one day, do a lot of research about it. The next day, pray to them and ask for intercession so they can help me write the book and stuff. But that's something I really want to do. So between reading and doing the picture books and also doing the rosary probably twice a day, every day, I think I'll make some pretty good headway. Yeah, so that's kind of all I wanted to say. Like, I'm adding a lot of things to my day, but I feel like this is what God's been calling me to do. So, yeah. Sorry if this video was very rambly. I just had a lot to say. But I will see you guys in the next video where I might be editing, where it'll either be me working on a saint book or me editing book 8 of the Bugstopia book, Bugstopia PD book 8. So yeah, something like that will happen, and I will see you guys next time, okay? Bye! Also, real quick, keep making fantasies come true, one story at a time. Bye.